Welcome to MIGuard Life. I'm John.
And I'm Kara. This is the podcast that connects, informs, and empowers the Michigan National Guard community, sharing practical resources and authentic stories for service members and their families.
And Kira, we're recording this just around the end of the month, which a lot of folks know as the time to pay the bills. You know, along with all the other things we spend money on. And that's exactly what we're tackling today.
That's right. But we're not just talking about where your money goes. We're talking about why it goes there. And before we dive in, a quick but important note for all our listeners. The voices you're hearing, both mine and John's, are AI generated. This allows us to bring you this content consistently, but the research, stories, and expertise are all drawn from real-world experience and the work of the Military and Family Readiness team.
Couldn't have said it better. Today, we're talking about money, not just budgets and savings, though that's part of it, but the psychology behind our spending habits. We're talking about why you feel like you need that new piece of gear, that new truck, or that expensive night out.
Exactly. We're calling this episode Financial Self-Defense and Your PFC Ally. We're going to deconstruct the traps set for you and introduce you to the single best resource you have in this fight. All right, John, let's dive in. I want to start with a concept that might be new to some folks: financial psychology. Conventional financial advice, just make a budget or track your expenses, often falls short because it doesn't address the complex psychology that underpins every single financial decision we make. True financial literacy isn't just about spreadsheets or the latest tool. It's about understanding the mind that makes the purchases. Like, one issue that comes up is that we all have these subconscious money scripts, beliefs about money we learned as kids that drive our habits now. When you combine that with things like emotional spending, say buying something to feel good after a stressful week at work, it can get service members and families into hot water fast.
Hot water. Yeah, I've been there. I've lived years in that hot water.
I was hoping you'd share an old John story.
Look, okay, I'll tell you a quick story. I was a young sergeant, just got back from my first tour overseas. My bank account was looking better than it had in my entire life, and I felt like I deserved something. I was walking through the mall, yes, the mall, and I see this sign in the storefront for one of those super high-end watch brands. You know, the ones, the kind that cost more than a decent used car. I mean, there was a massive sign in the window. End of season event, it said. And the watch I'd been eyeing online was supposedly 40% off. My brain just lit up. I thought, this is it. This is a smart buy. It's an investment, I told myself. I walked in, the salesman was smooth. Talked about craftsmanship and legacy. I bought it right there on the spot. Walking out of that store, I felt 10 feet tall. I had the proof to show that I had made it. That feeling lasted about a week. Then, the dopamine wore off. I'm looking at this thing on my wrist, and then my car is making a funny noise again that I've been ignoring. I still had some credit card debt from before the deployment, and this heavy, shiny investment on my arm wasn't doing anything but telling me the same time as my phone. That buyer's remorse hit me like a ton of bricks. I'd fallen for the oldest tricks in the book, the flashy sale, the appeal to status, and traded real financial progress and stability for a feeling that didn't even last. Trust me on this one. That momentary rush is never worth the long-term regret.
John, thank you for sharing that, because it perfectly illustrates what we're talking about. That buyer's remorse you felt, that's a real psychological term, cognitive dissonance. It's the stress you feel when your actions, the purchase, don't align with your values or goals, like getting out of debt. And you hit on several of the key triggers. That end-of-season event sign, that's a classic marketing tactic called scarcity and urgency. It's designed to trigger your fear of missing out, or FOMO. It short-circuits your logical brain and makes you act now.
It definitely felt urgent, like I'd miss out on the deal of a lifetime.
And that deal, the 40% off, that's the anchoring bias. Marketers anchor you to that high original price, so the sale price seems like a fantastic deal, even if the item isn't even worth the sale price.
A steal. Yeah, feels like they stole my money all right. It's like they're using our own brains against us.
That's exactly what they're doing. And that was just in a physical store. Today, this battlefield is in your pocket. The research I pulled for this episode is clear. Our digital environment is meticulously engineered to influence and accelerate spending, so it's no wonder people can find it tough to fight that urge to buy.
You're talking about social media. Instagram, TikTok, you see other troops posing with their new trucks, or influencers showing off new gear, all the ads out there with the latest thing or sale. It all makes you feel like you're falling behind.
You're describing herding bias, or social proof. We are socially wired to mimic the actions of a larger group, assuming the group knows better. It's a mental shortcut, but in finance, it's what drives speculative bubbles, like with meme stocks or cryptocurrencies. People pile in not because of solid research, but because of FOMO. And the research shows a direct negative link between high levels of FOMO and lower financial well-being.
So, my brain's tricking me, and my phone's tricking me. That's a tough fight.
It is, but the first step is just knowing the tactics. One more big one is called present bias. That's our powerful built-in tendency to overweight a payoff we get sooner more heavily than when we get later. It's why buy now, pay later services are so dangerously effective. That future you who has to pay the bill feels abstract and distant, but the present you gets the dopamine rush of the new item right away.
That hits home. That's the wants versus needs battle, isn't it? My want for that watch, it felt like a need in that moment.
Precisely. Marketers are experts at blurring that line. They're not just selling a watch, John. They're selling the feelings that come with status and success. They target our deep psychological needs, like the need for esteem or belonging, and frame their product as the solution. You didn't just want a watch, John. You wanted the feeling that watch represented.
So, Kira, you've broken this down. My brain's biased, my phone is a trap, and marketers are basically psychological ninjas. It feels overwhelming. What's the average soldier or airman supposed to do? How do we possibly fight back against all of that?
That is the key question. And the most important answer is you don't have to fight it alone. You have an ally. And that's the entire point of our resource highlight segment today. It's about finding and using your ally in this fight. Okay, so now let's hit the highlight for today, where we give the how-to for a resource you can use today. John, your story is a powerful example of why having a trusted, neutral person to talk to before a big decision is so important. For anyone listening who feels like they're navigating this alone, I want to introduce you to a core resource that is designed specifically for you. It's the Personal Financial Counseling Program, or PFC program. I know that asking for help with money can feel intimidating, so let's break down exactly what this is. Think of a PFC as a financial fitness coach, and they are part of the military's commitment to your well-being. The most important things to know are that their services are completely confidential and come at no cost to you.
Whoa, hold on, Kira. Let's pause there. I'm just thinking like a young troop here. No cost and confidential. We hear that a lot, and it's not always the case. So, what's the catch? Are they going to try and sell me some shady insurance? Or is this going to get back to my unit if I tell them I'm drowning in credit card debt?
That's a great question, John, and it's the most important one. To be crystal clear, there is no catch. They are not salespeople. They are educators and counselors. Their only job is to provide unbiased education and counseling to help you reach your personal goals. And no, it absolutely does not get back to your unit. It's confidential, just like talking to a chaplain or a mental health counselor. In fact, they are not permitted to sell or even endorse any financial products. Their only loyalty is to you. This is a Department of Defense program, and it's considered mission critical because the DoD knows that personal financial issues can directly impact your focus, your family stability, and even your security clearance. To the DoD, your financial readiness is a big part of mission readiness.
Okay, so they're legit and they're on our side. What can they actually do for me? Can they help me if I'm already in a hole, like I was with that watch?
Absolutely. They offer a comprehensive suite of services. They will do one-on-one counseling for everything from basic budgeting and money management to complex debt management. They can help you pull your credit report and understand it. They can help you create a realistic plan to get out of debt. And John, to your point, they're not just for when you're in trouble. They are experts on military-specific benefits, like the thrift savings plan and the blended retirement system. They can help you plan for the financial changes from major life events, like getting married, having a child, or preparing for your transition to civilian life.
So they're for getting ahead, not just getting out of a jam. That's a big deal. I tell you, I like a bit of proactiveness in life.
Exactly. It's about building financial readiness. And here's the actionable part, the how-to. Connecting with one is simple. As a service member in Michigan, you can reach out to a military and family readiness specialist, and they can help link you up with our PFCs right here in the state. Or you can talk to them in person, over the phone, or by video. You can also call Military One Source. That number is 1-800-342-9647 anytime, 24/7, to schedule a confidential session if you happen to not be in Michigan. Taking that first step to schedule a conversation is one of the most powerful things you can do for your financial future.
All right, that sounds like a truly powerful ally in our fight for financial readiness. Okay, now it's time for Mail Call, the part of the show where we answer a question submitted by you, the Michigan Guard community. Kira, this one came in through our Facebook, and it fits today's topic perfectly. Okay, hey team, I feel like I'm always on social media. I see influencers on TikTok and Instagram talking about new stocks or new products and just end up making rash decisions. I've bought stuff I didn't need and even invested in crypto I didn't understand, and I lost money. I feel stupid, and I'm too embarrassed to talk to anyone in the unit or my family about it. Can a PFC even help with something like that?
Oh, wow. First, to the person who wrote this, thank you for your honesty. And I want to say this clearly. You are not stupid. That's a completely normal feeling. You are experiencing exactly what these platforms are designed to make you feel. Those finfluencers you mentioned, the ones with the slick channels and all the newest advice, the research on them is alarming. One study found that a staggering 71% of the financial advice that is provided on social media was misleading. Another found that very few of them have any actual financial qualifications. They're often paid to promote those products, which creates a massive and often undisclosed conflict of interest.
So most likely, they're not your buddy, they're a salesperson. And it's quite possible they're using that FOMO you talked about to get you to herd right along with everyone else, right to the payments page.
Exactly right. And to answer the real question here, yes, a PFC is the perfect person to talk to about this. Remember, their services are confidential and non-judgmental. You can walk in and say, I've made some mistakes based on social media, and they won't be shocked, I promise. They have seen it all. They can help you in two ways. First, they'll help you with the now, looking at any debt you racked up and making a concrete plan, step by step, to deal with it. Second, they'll help you build the how for the future. They'll teach you how to verify, then trust. How to build a spending plan that's based on your values, not an influencer's husk. And even simple tricks to fight those biases, like implementing a 24-hour cooling off period for any non-essential online purchase.
A 24-hour rule. I like that. You just wait, let the emotion die down, and then you can actually see what you're dealing with. Should have taken 24 hours on that watch.
That's a perfect link, John. So please, to the listener who wrote in, make that call. That's exactly what they're there for.
All right, time to bring it home for audience. Kira, what's the one thing you want folks to take away from our talk today?
My biggest takeaway is that your financial decisions are not just about numbers. They are about psychology. And it is not a personal or moral failing to feel tempted by a flashy sale or by what you see on social media or in marketing. It's human. But awareness of these tactics is your self-defense. And you have an ally. You do not have to figure this all out on your own.
That's really good. My takeaway is simple too. Trust me on this one out there. Just make the call. Talking to a PFC or any other resource is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's like going to the range to improve your marksmanship or hitting the gym to improve your PT score. It's what smart, ready soldiers and airmen do to get better. Don't let pride or embarrassment or anything else get in the way of your financial readiness.
So your mission for this week is to go to the Michigan National Guard Family Program's campsite bio page. The link is in the description. There, you will find the link to get connected to the PFCs, along with a long list of other resources vetted to make it easier to find resources that work. So use them.
Okay, that's a wrap for this episode of MIGuard Life. Don't forget to check in on your battle buddies, share this episode with them, and we'll see you next time.